Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And listen, the time for games is done. We're going to be talking about Ripple XRP. We're going to be talking about a lot of things a lot of people cannot comprehend in regards to market cap. A lot of people think that certain prices are just fundamentally impossible to reach for XRP. And for those who think that, I mean, you don't need to watch my videos. Listen, I've talked to you guys about how we get to certain prices on XRP. I've talked to you guys about XRP taking over, and that is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about XRP, Ripple, okay, Ripple entirely, utilizing XRP, how they're going to be taking over the entire banking sector. So, with that being said, let's actually get into this. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how we get there. Let's talk about what is going to be happening entirely. So, overall, I don't need to talk to you guys about, who's backing Ripple, who's still on the Ripple board. I mean, look at all of the banking sectors that are behind them. Tranglo is huge. SBI is huge. We already know a lot of these names are massive. And, we're talking about XRP here. We're talking about what's going to be happening in terms of the modernized technology state of banking systems, all including SMEs, B2B payments, P2P payments, all of that crazy stuff that a lot of people just cannot comprehend in terms of money flows, because that is trillions of dollars all the way up to quadrillions of dollars flowing over a single network. And when we're talking about this, we obviously have to talk about on-demand liquidity, line of credit, all that kind of stuff. So let's actually talk about what actually happened today. So we do see here Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan, Ripple partner to pilot CBDC using private blockchain. Okay, when we're talking about this, right, this goes hand in hand going all the way back to March of this year. And this goes back to Ripple pilots a private ledger for central banks launching CBDCs. Go figure, back to March 3rd of this year. They're talking about with over 80% of central banks actively exploring some form of sovereign-backed cryptocurrency, new central bank digital currencies to emerge and pretty much, reach unique goals and aspects around the overall challenges of CBDCs, as well as the innovation happening in 2021 and also 2022. This coincides with the idea of ISO 222 tokens going live as well as in November 2022. Now, the best part about this, right, is that they're talking about the private ledger CBDC platform that is based on the XRP ledger. This is all utilizing the same technology that is utilizing or powering the XRP ledger entirely. Now, when we're talking about this, it's all built for payments. It's all designed entirely to work in this sector. We actually see here it's designed for issuing currencies with over 5,400 currencies issued on the XRP ledger over the past 8 years, including its native digital asset XRP, which can be leveraged as a neutral bridge asset for frictionless value movement between CBDCs and other currencies. All right, and we're talking about, moving money on a CBDC private ledger will be cost-effective, reliable, and close to instantaneous. And the reason why CBDCs need to essentially utilize a DLT technology, or in this space, or in this case, XRP ledger, right, which is still a DLT, is because of the efficiency standard, right? We're even seeing here, transactions on the CBDC private network are verified by the same consensus protocol used by the XRP ledger, which is far less energy intensive and therefore less expensive and 61,000 times more efficient than public blockchains that leverage proof of work. Okay, so this is all in regards to efficiency, but if they don't utilize crypto, if they don't utilize a private ledger or public ledger, whatever the case may be, all right, it's going to be the same equivalence of utilizing a wire transfer, a ACH transfer. So they're going to have this new technology, this new central bank digital currency, with the same old efficiency standard of an ACH, transfer. So they need to utilize a DLT technology to settle payments in an instant, at a cost effectiveness and also very reliable with little to no failure rate at all. So this is the future of money. They're even saying it here as well, right? Now, this goes hand in hand with what happened today. Okay, they're talking about this. They're talking about doing so will help accelerate its mission to increase financial inclusion as well, to 85% by 2023. Everything coincides with the 2022 to 2025 standard. And isn't that funny, right? We're talking about that 2022 to 2025 standard in regards to ISO 222 tokens. Okay? Now they're talking about developing a secure and robust payment system. And they're talking about, as a leader in the financial innovation as well. We're talking about, carbon neutral and 120,000 times more efficient than proof of work blockchains as well. Why do you think they chose the XRP ledger? Why do you think they're choosing Ripple entirely? And again, this goes hand in hand with anybody who thinks that they're not using XRP. Guess what? They are. So for anybody who thinks that XRP is not going to be worth anything, it's all going to go under Ripple, it's all going to be utilizing Ripple, it's not. Okay, and when we're talking about this, we also talk about other things in regards to this, right? We're talking about Ripple partnering with Egypt's National Bank. This goes back to May of this year. Okay, again, they're using, RippleNet for remittance payments between UAE and Egypt after Ripple and National Bank of Egypt doubled down on their relationship. Cross-border payments, again. And now this is actually going to be utilizing Lulu International Exchange, which again, if we come over here to Ripple, we actually see Lulu Exchange right there. So all of those partners play a huge role. And guess what? There's 300 plus financial institutions partnered with Ripple right now. What do you think they are building behind closed doors? Now, this goes hand in hand with the 5th largest remittance recipient after India, China, Mexico, and the Philippines. And we also already have partnerships in India, and we also have partnerships in Mexico and Philippines within Ripple. So isn't this funny when we're talking about these major updates to, Ripple partners with, cross-border payments, central bank digital currencies, and we are still seeing more and more digital currencies pop up. We're talking about payments giants Nexi. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with Ripple, but we're seeing more and more digital currencies come to fruition. Now, this is talking about the European Central Bank. Again, most or everyone out there, okay, that is not paying attention right now needs to start to pay attention, because CBDCs are going to be the future of all currencies. Now, again, when we're talking about this, we also have to talk about the cross-border payment sector for Ripple. All right, so here's Ripple as a crypto/DLT technology on the right, as well as Stellar. I've told you guys, you need to hold both Stellar and XLM or XRP. They are both incredible assets. Now, here is all the cross-border payments. These are all the banks, the VC-backed, the private equity-backed, the mobile, public companies, independently owned. And you know what's incredible about this is that you could go in here and pick out all of the partners that are already on Ripple. Standard Chartered, Deutsche Bank. We even see Bank of America. We see American Express. We also see even, TransferGo. There is so many, Neom as well. So when we're talking about what is being built behind closed doors, it's a huge exchange, basically a huge network for all of these banking coins, for all of these CBDCs to be built on a private ledger technology. And what do you think is the best technology that is already utilized on a massive scale? All right, because right now it's already being leveraged for ODL services as well as possibly cross-border payments by 2022. What do you think is going to be the number one choice for these banks that are already partnered with the company of choice? It's going to be XRP. 300 plus financial institutions are already on the board for Ripple, which already makes it the choice right now for them. We actually see a lot more things happening in regards to ISO 222 tokens as well. Now, in regards to the DLT sector, right? DLTs, distributed ledger technologies, are huge. They're actually talking about how they are going to grow over 2027. They're talking about all these major companies that are already on board with DLTs. DLTs, for what it's worth, is going to grow massively year over year. DLT technologies are something to not disregard. I've talked to you guys about HBAR. I've talked to you guys about Algorand. I talked to you guys about XRP multiple times on this channel. There's so many talks about CBDCs in regards to DLT technologies for so long. Now, with this huge growth by 2021 to 2027, I think over the next course of a few years, even in regards to ISO 222 tokens, we're going to see a massive influx of payments over these major private ledgers, including Ripple and XRP, and it's going to take over. It's going to ultimately just replace the banking sector entirely, or I should say disrupt it, right? Because it's not going to replace banks, but it's going to help them efficiently march forward into the digital age. They're actually talking about the global adoption of ISO 222 tokens and also the payment compliance sector overall. They're actually talking about they already began their migrations over decades ago. They're actually talking about Swift here as well. They're talking about over the next 3 years, which again already goes hand in hand with the 2023 to 2025 standpoint. But we're also talking about here, right? They're saying it's not a matter of when, it's a matter of when, not if, all right, in regards to ISO 222 migration. By 2025, it will be the de facto standard for high-value payment systems of all reserve currencies and will support 80% of transaction volumes and 87% of transaction value worldwide. In Europe, SWIFT and the European Central Bank have both announced go-live dates to November 2022, for the standard. Okay, and when we're talking about this, we're also talking about the overall business standard. They're understanding the complexity of it. They're talking about AML, which is anti-money laundering, fraud, and compliance checks. They're also talking about the differences. They're talking about upgrading aging legacy systems. This goes hand in hand to what is going to be happening. Obviously, this is talking about, the problems or how complex it's going to be, but it doesn't matter because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And the when is by 2025 at least. We're also talking about November of 2022. And in regards to that, we're talking about Ripple being the #1 choice for a lot of these assets. And guess what is ISO 222 compliant? XRP. And when we're talking about XRP in its entire state, we don't only talk about banks. We don't talk about just global payments either. We talk about the on-demand liquidity. We talk about line of credit because these are two very important use cases to not undermine, because in regards to the banking sector, this is going to disrupt the entire sector for what it is worth in regards to capital markets, in regards to liquidity states, in regards to liquidity crises. Innovation financial institutions are thriving with ODL. Why do you think that is? Because it's all on-demand liquidity that is going to save them massive amounts of money, unlock massive amounts of capital, and ultimately unlock a ton of price appreciation for guess what asset? XRP. This is why we are invested in XRP. A lot of people still think that because XRP is just, there's 50 billion of it or 100 billion in total supply, 50 billion almost in circulating supply, that it can't reach a high price target. It can't do this, can't do that. I don't think people understand how on-demand liquidity is actually going to work and how it's going to actually disrupt a pretty much outdated entire infrastructure. We're talking about Swift here that hasn't been fully updated in forever. I understand that they upgrade their system here and there. I'm talking about the overall framework of it. It has not been updated forever because they are still using Nostro-Vostro accounts. Why are we still using Nostro-Vostro accounts in 2021? There's trillions of dollars locked away in these accounts that is utilized when it needs to be. We could have on-demand ODL services that are live. We already have it live over in the Philippines and Singapore and stuff like that, already being utilized right now, that are saving these companies, these financial institutions, tons of cash. Also, it's allowing them to efficiently scale, all utilizing XRP. Then we also have line of credit, right? Line of credit. Don't undermine SMEs. I understand that small, medium enterprises aren't as big as banking sectors or B2B payments, but these are huge. We're talking about allowing these SMEs to get in on the ground floor in regards to line of credit that they wouldn't be able to get going through a bank. And it's all utilizing XRP. They're actually freeing up capital for customers. Cross-border transactions can be inefficient. At the same time, creating credit arrangements for each destination market is time-consuming. With a line of credit from Ripple, your financial institution can use XRP to complete instant low-cost cross-border transfers. We allow you to lock in a rate at the same or at the time of the payment, then repay us when it's convenient for you for a small fee. And the reason why they are doing this is because SMEs pretty much struggle to get line of credit from banks right now. Banks will not give SMEs line of credit, at a timely basis. So when we're talking about this, we all talk about the fact that this is valuable, scalable, it's efficient, cost effective, all going hand in hand with what XRP is overall. Okay, so when we're talking about disrupting the banking sector, we also talk about it's disrupting the B2B payment sector, the SME sector. Also, it could even disrupt the P2P sector. I know that when we talk back to, Stellar is going to be the #1 choice for P2P payments. I do think that it will, but also Ripple is going to grasp a lot of that market as well. Ripple and XRP, for what it is worth, is a massive financial giant that should not be underlooked just because it's in, a lawsuit between the SEC. Why do you think the SEC chose Ripple out of all of the other assets in crypto? Why do you think they chose XRP? Do you think it's because they chose XRP because they know that it's going to be worth $10 at some point? No, it's because they know that it's going to be worth a lot more, and it also creates a risk for the banking sector because it's going to reshape the entire banking scene for what it is worth. So when we're talking about XRP, we're talking about a massive innovative technology that has the potential to change all of finance entirely and also upgrade systems that haven't been upgraded for nearly 60 years, especially going back to Swift. So with that being said, I think XRP is an incredible hold, and I think that it is going to disrupt the entire banking sector. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys don't want free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this video. This has been Nick. Peace out.